My administration's policies and regulatory reform, tax reform, trade policies will return significant manufacturing jobs to our country.
President Donald Trump's America First message has been loud and clear. He wants to bring manufacturing back to the United States. But new Reuters analysis suggests those jobs have already been on the rise, and largely thanks to foreign firms.
Well, it's not really surprising because actually a lot of American companies were sort of shocked by the 2008 crisis. And many of them felt vulnerable financially and began buying back their own stock rather than investing in new plant and equipment in productive means. And consequently, it kind of opened the space for foreign investors to come into the United States with manufacturing investment for global operations. The U.S. is a relatively inexpensive place to do business in many regards. Of course, labor is higher than in Asia, but there are many other ways in which it's inexpensive. So it's an attractive place to invest, but unfortunately a lot of American firms have not been doing as much investing recently as in the past.
Foreign investment in the U.S. topped $3.7 trillion at the end of last year, across a variety of industries, from autos to electronics. Manufacturing is revving up in the southern states, where local lawmakers are wooing foreign firms with flexible labor laws and financial incentives. Airbus recently opened an aircraft assembly plant in Mobile, Alabama. BMW's largest production plant in the world is in Spartanburg, South Carolina. But while companies like BMW are still pouring capital into the U.S., Trump's rhetoric does have them worried about their investment.
So the concerns are really threefold. One, that immigration rules might impinge on hiring, that if the trade lines and supply chains that have developed under NAFTA get disrupted, that could be a problem. And thirdly, that if the U.S. does, as it's suggested it might do under Trump, start being more strict on these foreign investment reviews for national security reasons, the so-called CFIUS process, that also could sort of send a chill through the system.
And though the president's talk has been tough, so far Trump's bark has been worse than his bite.
If you take his rhetoric seriously, it could have a very big impact in the future. But the policies so far have been fairly muted. And in part that's because the presidential power to enact tariffs is also regulated by treaty, by the World Trade Organization, and by Congress's tariff-making authority.
Still, foreign firms like BMW have to plan for all scenarios. The automaker says it's retooling factories in South Africa and China, reducing the company's dependence on its American operations if the U.S. shuts its doors.